Hey sophomores, Miss Elder here. Okay, so I wanted to talk to you a little bit about this upcoming timed writing that we have for a major grade. I'm going to put some dates up on Canvas today so you know what to expect and when, but it's coming up at the very beginning of May, and we need to be practicing skills to help get us ready for that timed writing. One of the biggest weaknesses that we have right now is our commentary, as we've been working on all year. And I'm happy to see that a lot of your structure is getting very, very good, but I still want to work on deeper commentary. So I've put together a couple of pieces of advice and some examples to help you. And then what you're going to be doing today is you're going to be writing half of a timed writing paper. It's a style analysis, so that means that you will be looking at a text, so something from A Tale of Two Cities, an excerpt, and you will be analyzing how Dickens accomplishes something through his writing, through his style, through his techniques, through literary techniques. It's a lot like rhetorical analysis. It's just that we're working with fiction instead of nonfiction. Okay, so commentary, I'm always telling you to have 2 sentences of commentary at least per piece of evidence. The first sentence of commentary can be one that explains why you picked this particular quote. Now, you're not going to say, I picked this quote because. You're just going to start right after whatever you would say there. So you can say it in your head. I picked this quote because Dickens is portraying, or whatever it is that you're going to say at that point. Just start right there. The next sentence ties your answer from the previous sentence, ties what you just said about why you picked this particular quote to your topic sentence. And what I sometimes might help for you to think of is, in other words, explain how it is that that first sentence of commentary is true. Really lay it out for me. Pretend you said that your first sentence, and then I responded to you by going, huh? And you had to really lay it out for me, okay? So take this, for example. Here's an example of a topic sentence, an embedded evidence, and then one piece of commentary, which is what I'm getting a lot from you guys now. So Dickens, this is from chapter 4, the style analysis activity that we did about the description of Mr. Lorry. So topic sentence here. So this would be assuming this was the beginning of a body paragraph. Okay, so we would already have a thesis in our introduction, and this is the beginning of a body paragraph. So the point for this paragraph is that Dickens depicts Mr. Lorry as put together. Okay, so I assume this is a characterization paragraph. Fine. Ideally, I'm working on commentary today, but ideally, as we get into better and better writing, you would want to include techniques, literary techniques in here. So for characterization, you would want to use direct and indirect characterization, among other things. Anyway, Dickens depicts Mr. Lorry as put together. Here's the evidence. Mr. Lorry was very orderly and methodical and had a loud ticking watch. And then the commentary for such is, his appearance and punctuality matter to him. Okay, is it true that his appearance and punctuality matter to him? Yes. Do I know how this person got there based on that quote? No. So let's take a look at how we could fix this. Okay, so some suggestions for development. The first sentence should explain why this quote is the best evidence. So here's an example. By including the detail that Lorry carries a loud ticking watch, Dickens demonstrates that punctuality matters to Lorry. The second sentence should tie the first sentence back to the topic sentence. So I want to tie this idea that punctuality matters to him back to this idea of him being put together. Because time is something orderly and methodical people plan with care, Dickens purposefully associates Lorry with a predictability and a professionalism. Okay, so notice we dropped the thing about appearance because appearance is not really the focus of the evidence that was put forth by this person. And this was a real sample that I pulled from somebody's writing. So altogether, it would look like, I'm pointing at the screen like you can see that, it would look like this paragraph down here. So Dickens depicts Mr. Lorry as put together. Mr. Lorry was very orderly and methodical and had a loud ticking watch. By including the detail that Lorry carries a loud ticking watch, Dickens demonstrates that punctuality matters to Lorry. Then you're really going to hit me in the face with it. Make sure I get it. Because time is something orderly and methodical people plan with care, Dickens purposefully associates Lorry with predictability and professionalism. That ties him back to put together. Notice we're using synonyms. Predictability and professionalism put together would be put together. That was kind of repetitive, sorry. You also can, if you need to make sure that what you're proving is what you set out to prove. So double check that for yourself as well. Let's take a look at another one. Okay. Dickens uses indirect characterization to portray Mr. Lorry as a formal man. That's good that they included the technique indirect characterization. That's already a little bit better than our last one. Here's our evidence. Dickens states that Mr. Lorry was dressed in a brown suit, which was pretty well worn, but very well kept. These are good embedded quotes, by the way. Nice job on the embedding here. This description of Mr. Lorry helps to characterize him as put together and dignified. While his suit is worn, presumably from years of use, it is well kept. Okay, this is not bad. This is not bad. Let's see what we can do to fix it. Notice that all I've done here is add one more piece of commentary. And yes, that does make it 3 sentences of commentary. Guess what I'm going to say? That's okay. Okay, so here, instead of just this description of Mr. Lorry helps to characterize him as put together and dignified. That's why I chose it. While his suit is worn, presumably from years of use, it is well kept. Now I'm going to explain why having a suit that's worn and being well kept indicates that he's a formal man. Okay, I want to really, really close that gap and make sure there's no misunderstanding there. So I underlined the new part. A man who takes such good care of his clothing must be seen as caring for rules and propriety, and therefore quite formal. Personally, I like to bring back the word that I used in the topic sentence or a very close synonym to it at the end of my commentary, just to make sure that nobody can confuse me with getting off focus. Okay. All right. So I'm going to go back to this slide here where it tells you why this quote is the best evidence. Actually, I'm going to go back to this slide. Okay, so I hope that this little review of commentary has helped. Your job, like I said, for today is to read. It's going to be over the wine shop passage. I'm going to have the excerpt typed out for you to use so you know exactly what lines to use, etc., and you can use line references. Your job is going to be to write me an introduction, a thesis, and 1 body paragraph. Okay, a body paragraph should have 3 pieces of evidence in it. So your body paragraph will have a topic sentence, evidence, commentary, commentary, evidence, commentary, commentary, evidence, commentary, commentary, wrap it up. Okay? I'm going to try to put like a sort of a template guide on Canvas for you as well to kind of help you out with structure in case you need that. Email me if there are other questions that you have and other things you need, and keep checking Canvas because sometimes I update things. I try to like shoot out an announcement if I update things, but it never hurts. Also, side note, if you've made it this far, I'm proud of you. You probably are keeping up with your reading if you've made it this far, but make sure to keep up with your reading schedule. I'll try to link it in all the modules from now on so you guys remember, okay? I guess that's it for now. I hope you guys have a great day.